Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back. I'm sorry I was away for a little while. I've been to Sri Lanka actually, doing some seminars, and I missed this session for a couple of weeks, but I'm back here for the live show Coffee with Mickey. So today I will be discussing mostly about international students from offshore. So if you are interested in listening to this, getting feedback from you is very important for me as well. So if you are interested as an international student to study in Australia, this is a session you want to listen to. Or if you are in Australia and you have some friends, family, who want to come to Australia to study in Australia, it's also relevant to you. So we will be discussing about a few things in depth, like what qualifications can you take and how to prep your application and your PTE or English score, what are the requirements and what are the scholarships that you could be looking at for studying in Australia and the next intakes that are available. So we'll be discussing quite a bit in this session today. So if you are looking for study in Australia, so you are an international student. Basically, you come here on a temporary visa, which is the subclass 500 student visa that you apply for with the Department of Immigration. Now, we do the whole process for you as an international student if you are offshore. Doesn't matter if you're in Pakistan, India, Nepal, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka. This is where we mostly work with most of our universities, but it's not limited or restricted to these areas. You could be from UAE, from Africa, from America or Canada. Does not make any huge difference, but most of our target market from Sirus migration is the subcontinent area. That's where we have our offices. We have offices in Sri Lanka, in India, in Nepal, and in Italy, and obviously our head office is in Brisbane and a branch office in Melbourne. So if you are in Australia and you want to invite your friends or relatives to this talk show, you can always share this with them. And if you have not already subscribed to our YouTube channel, please go ahead and subscribe so you do not miss out on any future news or information that we share every week. So Mr. Isuru Yapa will be going live again every Thursday, and he'll be sharing some migration insights with you for permanent residency and long-term visas. So recently we've had quite a good success in visa grants. Student visas are getting very, very good success, and we've had some grants for international student visas from offshore. When we say offshore, it means it's not for students who are in Australia, who are elsewhere outside of Australia. So this client recently got a grant yesterday, so it was from India, and we've had many other successful grants from students in Sri Lanka, Nepal, Pakistan as well. So getting back to our topic for today, student visa 500 subclass. So we'll be talking about the qualifications that you can take. So it's basically subdivided into two subclasses, which is vocational education and higher education. So if you are a recent graduate of year 12 or A levels in Sri Lanka or Pakistan as we call it, you could be looking at doing some diploma courses and then enhancing your education further into bachelor courses. That is an option, yes. So don't be scared when there's an agent who says no, you have to go into a university if you want the visa, and you can go to Australia and change it there. That's not always the case. So TAFE Queensland is one of our preferred partners that we work with, and many other registered training organizations who would look at your application and give you some sort of assessment that yes, whether you can go directly into a diploma or not. So if you are aged 23 or under and you have recently finished your year 12 or A levels, and then you've done a small certificate level course or a diploma level course, and you're not confident enough to go directly into the university, yes, you can definitely go into a diploma course or a certificate level course here. So, or if you have got some experience I would take an example like you have been working in the hospitality industry and you've been doing a diploma of hospitality and you really love the career and you don't want to go into a bachelor's to be a manager working in a hotel, but rather you want to have a career working as a chef or a cook or a pastry chef. For example, if your future goal is to open a big, uh, branches or franchisee of bakery outlets, then what are you going to do with a bachelor's or master's of hospitality where they teach you how to be a manager at a hotel? So in that instance, you can always choose for other options like certificate 3 or certificate 4 in patisserie and diploma of hospitality, advanced diploma of hospitality, which actually teaches you how to run a business, how to be a chef, how to work in the kitchen effectively, how to maintain hygiene, and everything starting from the basic course level of certificate 3 up to advanced diploma. The next level in education in Australia is higher education. When we talk about higher education, it's basically bachelor's or master's, or could be PhD or master's by research, but we'll discuss about bachelor's and master's. So if you finish your year 12 and you want to go into a bachelor's degree and you're looking for higher education, it's usually a 3 years bachelor's in Australia. So unless until you want to do bachelor's honors, which is 4 years. Bachelor's, there's a certain requirement that you need to meet in terms of English and your academic requirements as well. When you're coming from offshore, you want to make sure that you qualify, you eligible for that bachelor's course if you're coming from not from Australia, if you're coming from offshore. So starting into a bachelor's course, you look at obviously your academic score, what you have completed in your home country. So on an average, every university will want to see at least a 50%, which is also a C grade or higher in your year 12 or A levels. And then for bachelor's, they want to look at your IELTS or PTE score, which is a minimum requirement is 6, no less than 5.5 in IELTS or equivalent in PTE. A lot of students may not be aware of this, but Australia is very open to accepting PTE scores. Most of the universities for most of the courses will accept the PTE score equivalent to IELTS score. So if you don't know exactly what PTE score is equivalent, you can go to pte.com and do a comparison between IELTS and PTE score, and it's very easy. It's available everywhere. Even if you type your PTE score on Google, it will tell you exactly what is it equivalent to IELTS. With masters, coming to master's degree, it requires you to have completed a bachelor's offshore equivalent to Australian bachelor's degree, which is 3 years. When we talk about Sri Lanka, India, Pakistan or Nepal, most of the university bachelor's degree is equivalent to a bachelor's in Australia, but some of the universities bachelors are considered equivalent to an associate degree of Australian equivalent AQF level, which is a little less than the bachelor's. So if you have done an AQF level 6 bachelor's, which is equivalent to associate degree, then you might be looking at doing a graduate certificate leading to a master's. So it does not allow you to enroll directly into a master's, but there is another option that you can take, is do a graduate certificate for 1 year, and the second year you take as a master's. It's absolutely the same thing. You still finish your master's in 2 years. So check your eligibility. If you're not sure, send us your documents and we can do a full assessment for your case, every case to case by case basis. So IELTS and PT requirements for master's courses. So when we talk about the master's, the IELTS and PT requirement is a little bit higher than a bachelor's. They need more evidence of English. So you're looking at 6.5 or equivalent, no less than 6 in IELTS or PTE equivalent score. and you can enroll yourself into a master's degree. Now, a lot of students are asking me questions like, which university should I go to? What courses do you suggest for me to take up? Can I do this course? Can I do that course? Obviously, do your homework. Get on to the Cricos website. Cricos is a government website which is available for public use for all students to look up courses. The entry requirements can be found on the link on Cricos website. There's a link for the website of the university that you like the course, the duration of the course. Now, when we're talking about the duration of the course, you must make sure that the duration of the course that you're going for in Australia for your, doesn't matter if it's for certificate 3 level, diploma level, bachelor's level or a master's level, it must be a minimum of 92 weeks period on the Cricos register for you to be able to apply for your post-study work visa, which is anywhere between 2 years to 5 years now, depending on the location. Now, coming back to the regional area question that a lot of students have, talking about which university should I study and why should I go to a regional area? Are there enough jobs available in a regional area? Is it worth it studying in a regional area? My answer to that would be yes. Do your homework. Talk to your friends, talk to your family. If you know somebody in Australia, talk to us, give us a call, and we will explain to you about the different geographic regions in Australia where you can study. We can assist you with letting you know about the climate of the area, the population, the kind of job security maybe you can get, what kind of jobs you can find, what are the areas you can live in, how much is the rent to live in those areas. Yes, we can definitely assist you with that if you are planning to take your future pathway with Sirus migration. As a matter of fact, I do that most of the times. So almost all of my students from offshore have got a lot of questions in regards to the area they're wanting to or planning to go to. So let's say take an example of Toowoomba, which is in Queensland. It's not too far away from Brisbane city, which is the metro city, and it's only about an hour and a half drive from Brisbane, and you're suddenly in a full regional area. So if you study a master's degree from Toowoomba, you'll most likely end up getting 5 years of postgraduate work visa just after studying 2 years in Toowoomba, which is a huge span of time. So 2 years study and 5 years after post-study work visa. I mean, who minds that? Who's gonna say no to that? So it's one of the amazing things Australia has to offer is if you study in Australia, you may get eligible to apply for a post-study work visa or a graduate stream work visa, and it could range between 2 to 5 years. So regional universities also has other benefits, like if you live and study in a regional university for a minimum period of 92 weeks, which is considered almost 2 years, so you will get extra 5 points towards your permanent residency or any other long-term visa like 491, 190 or 189, which is an added benefit, and it's a race towards permanent residency for all the good students out here in Australia. So you want to make sure you get more and more points for your permanent visas. So you don't want to miss out on any. And as I mentioned earlier, so regional universities, studying in regional universities will also give you benefits of an extended period of time on your 485 visa, which is your postgraduate work visa that we were discussing about. Also, there are some amazing scholarships available in regional universities. So Australia is promoting regional areas because they want to grow the population in the regional area rather than only on the coastal area, which is mostly overpopulated or at the peak in population. So Australia has got a huge land mass in interior inside west and east coast, not just west and east coast, but geographically there are a lot of towns and cities in regional areas that they want to promote and increase the population there. So you got better chances of your visa success if you're going for a regional area, because you're committing yourself to study and live in a regional area for a minimum period of 2 to 3 years if you're doing a bachelor's. So that's what they want to see. Also, regional universities and colleges are offering good scholarships because of COVID. So the borders are now open for Australia. You can just travel to Australia if you have a valid visa, pretty much in all the visa classes, and all you need is a COVID test before you come in. So you need to have a negative COVID test before flying into Australia, and another COVID test when you arrive here within 24 hours, and you don't need to quarantine in most of the states in Australia now. Now we'll talk about the application process. So a lot of students are asking, about the application. What is the process? So I'll just discuss the generic process for a student visa application. So you apply with Sirus Migration. You send us all your documents along with your CV. We do an assessment of your scenario. We ask you questions. We ask you your gap if you have any, and we discuss about your gap. What have you been doing, and why that gap was created between your study or your work. Were you working during that period? Were you doing any volunteer work? So we do a full assessment and give you a guidance on what course that you can take, unless you've already decided which course you wish to take in Australia. That's pretty good, well and good. Then we can suggest you the universities or the colleges where you can take up this course. We can give you a guide to the price and the area that university or the college is located, and if you want to know how much rent you're going to be paying, what is the travel distance to the major city, and what kind of job opportunities are available, yes, we'll guide you through all of that. Other than that, when we do the full assessment, we apply with your documents to the university for an offer letter, which usually takes anywhere between 4 days to, it can take up to 2 to 3 weeks with a lot of universities, because they are pretty busy at the moment with a huge influx of Australian international students have come in as soon as the borders have opened. So don't delay your application. If you don't have your PTE or IELTS score ready yet, book a date and apply now. Don't wait for 3 months before thinking that I'm going to do IELTS or PTE. No, do an application with us. We'll apply it to the university and we'll get you an offer letter condition to you providing your IELTS or PTE score if you don't have one. Start preparing. Talk to us regarding the fund requirements, how much funds are required, if you have to show evidence of funds, and what kind of funds can you show, who can show your funds. All these things you can discuss with us face to face or over a Zoom call, or book in a consultation at any of the means given below down there. So you can call us, you can WhatsApp us, you can send us an email, or contact us via our website www.sirus.com.au. The processing times, a lot of questions out there. So students have been asking us on Facebook, what is the usual process time for a student visa application from offshore. So earlier it was pretty quick, but during COVID it was slow. As soon as we opened the borders, it was quick, but now due to the huge influx of applications, it has been delayed again. So anywhere between 4 to 6 weeks, I would say, is a reasonable time period for you to get a decision on your application. If you are an international student, you've already got your COE, your classes are starting next week, or they have already started, you can always study online. So that is a positive. If you start studying online and your application for student visa has not been finalized, the Department of Immigration will know exactly if you are studying or not. If you are studying, it will be updated on Prisms, which they can access that you are a student in progress. And if they feel that you are a genuine student because you are studying online even though you have not received or granted your student visa, that is a positive. So go ahead and make sure you study online. That's a very positive note. 4 to 6 weeks waiting period, I would say. And the next intakes that I want to discuss about, what intakes are available. As of now, there is an intake which is next week for one of the universities, which is Torrance University. So if you want to apply for March intake, you still have time. You got another 5 days to apply for March intake for Torrance University, and there's a massive scholarship of 30% on offer, which you might want to avail and take advantage of. You don't know whether that scholarship is going to be available next or not. And also, Sirus Migration is offering free one-way air ticket to all successful visa granted candidates if they are applying from offshore directly with Sirus Migration to Torrens University. So there you go, added benefits and advantages for you to study at Torrens University, Australia. There are other universities, regional universities, that we can offer up to 25 to 30% scholarship, depending on your profile, what matches and the course you want to study. We are more than happy to discuss your case and give you the best scholarship available in Australia. We deal with and associate with a lot of universities directly in Australia, and feel free to get in touch with us and contact us on any of the numbers given below. Before I go, I know I've got a lot of following students in Sri Lanka. I was there last week in Sri Lanka and I met wonderful and beautiful people there. Thank you very much, Sri Lanka, for being so hospitable and accommodating and coming to meet me there at the live show. I will be there again on 24th of April, which is a Sunday. We'll keep you informed, keep you updated on our Facebook page where we're doing the seminar and where you can meet me if you want to meet me personally to discuss your future plans as an international student in Australia. So intakes March, May, and next one is July. So prep yourself, prepare yourself. If you don't have a PTE or English, we will still accept your application. We can get you an offer letter, conditional offer letter, and you can prepare your PTE exams, IELTS exams with the confidence that if you score that, score that which is required for your eligibility test, you have an offer letter in hand. Thank you very much. And before I go, I've got a question I would like to answer. When will the work relaxation be lifted? Work relaxation is the Prime Minister's order in Australia, which is a federal order. So there's no time limit on work restrictions as of yet for international students. They can work full time in any area. Doesn't matter if it's healthcare or not. As earlier it was only restricted to certain occupations, but it's now open to everyone. When it will be lifted, no one knows. So that's only in the hands of the Prime Minister or the Legislative Assembly. So we cannot answer that question, unfortunately, but we'll keep you informed if we hear anything as soon as we do. Mr. Isru Yapa, our director, will be the first one to inform you guys and go live or even posted on our Facebook page. So if you're not on our Facebook page, just go to Sirus Migration and click like, and you will be able to see most of the posts on our Facebook page, which we update pretty often and pretty regularly. So thank you very much, guys, for listening to me today, and I will be back next week with some more good news or more information or another guest from another university to offer you the best and more we can. So student visas from offshore, more than welcome. We love you all to come here, and if you qualify, we are here to help you, guide you through your student visa pathway. Thank you very much and have a lovely day and a great week ahead. Thank you.